Cheekies, guess what? This is our very last lesson. The last one. And it's nothing too crazy either. So, this is our last lesson of Chapter 5 of the semester. And on Monday, we have our quiz 5, which will cover chapter 5, so be sure to look back at the modules and what we've covered in chapter 5. So we have our quiz on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday classes of next week will be devoted to final exam review. Our final exam will be on Thursday of exam week. It will be an online exam open for a 24-hour period. Okay? So this is our last lesson, which is focused on pointing out people and things. Okay? So, the fancy word for this is called demonstrative adjectives. Okay? Demonstrative adjectives. Yes? And pronouns. But that's just the name. The important part is that they have to agree, as usual in Spanish, in gender and number. These two things, right? Gender and number. So, in English, we only have two sets. In English, we have this and that, right? This and that. And then we also have plural. Well, if it's not this, it's these. And if it's not that, it's those. Right? This and that, these and those. But in Spanish, we have three sets. We have the this, the that, and the these, and the those. But we also have a that, meaning way over there, and a those also meaning way over there. Okay? So these go from closest, like this pen, it's right here, all the way to furthest. So this pen, these pens, then we go to next to that and those, that board, those letters on the board. And then in Spanish, we have even further. Or even, I'll even go to say as further or, yeah, just meaning further. Like, that house all the way over there and the other side of the railroad tracks of Bowling Green, Ohio. That's very far. So, we also have a that house, meaning way, way, way over there, or those houses way, way, way over there. Whereas in English, we only have two types. But in Spanish, as always, it's a little different. Now that we have that, let's look at specifics. All right? Now, to organize this, we have this, that, and that over there. Or, and so in Spanish, this would mean we have two types. It's either este or esta. Remember, because we have to agree in gender. For that, we either have ese or esa. And then for that way over there, we have either aquel. I don't know why, it's weird and it doesn't look anything like those, but that's just how Spanish is. Or aquella. Right? So in all of these, we have either the masculine or the feminine, right? In each case, depending on what we're talking about. So, for instance, if we're talking about, I don't know, this marker is, hopefully you're saying it out loud right now as you're watching this video, it's marcador. Good job. I feel like Dora right now. Okay. So we have este marcador, right? Because marcador is a dude, it's a boy, it is masculine. If we had, I don't know, this bottle, it would be esta botella. If we had, same thing, if we were talking about that marker and that bottle, all we have to do is change it to what? These, right? Ese marcador and esa botella. If we're talking about that marker and that bottle that's way over there in, I don't know, Brazil, we would say aquel marcador and aquella botella. Make sense? Good. Oh man, I just got marker on my hand. Now the last thing would be to talk about if there's more than one marker or more than one bottle. Okay? And in this case, right, we would have, instead of this, it would be these. And instead of that, it would be those. And instead of that over there, it would be those over there. Right? And instead of, for these, este would be it would be estos. Instead of esta, it would be estas. Instead of ese, it would be esos. Instead of esa, it would be esas. Instead of aquel, it would be aquellos. And instead of aquella, it would be aquellas. Okay? So, if we want to talk about these markers, plural, in those botellas, more than one, we would just have to use these ones with S's on them now, right? Because they're plural. So, these markers, instead of this marker, would be estos marcadores, right? Or estas botellas. If we're talking about, instead of these markers and these bottles, those markers and those bottles, esos marcadores, esas botellas. And if we're talking about the ones all the way over in, I don't know, China, we're talking about aquellos, those markers, or aquellas, those bottles, all the way over there in China. Okay? Now, that was the very basis. Not too crazy, right? You just have to remember este, esta, estos, estas, etc. I have a little rhyme that maybe some of you might already know if you already took Spanish classes. And it goes, this and these have T's. That and those, out it goes. And if you have to yell, use aquella and aquel. That rhyme has not failed me. I even still repeat it to myself sometimes when I'm speaking Spanish. And I have to remember, is it este or eso or aquel? This and these have T's. That and those, out it goes. And if you have to yell, use aquella and aquel. Why is that? This and these have T's because when we say this or these, we always say este, esta, or estos, estas. This and these have T's. T, 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 T. That and those, right? That and those, the ones that are even more further away, out it goes, meaning the T goes away. Because how do we say that in those? We say ese, esa, esos, or esas. So this and these have T's. That and those, out it goes. And if I have to yell, why am I yelling? Because it's really far away. I use aquella or aquel or aquellos, aquellas for plural. Don't forget that rhyme because that's literally, if you can memorize that rhyme, you basically know everything you need to know about the fancy word demonstrative, adjectives, and pronouns. Okay? Last couple of notes. We said for this and these have T's, meaning we're referring to people or things that are close to me, physically or in time. This and these have T's. That and those, out it goes. So ese, esa, esos, esas, we're using when we're referring to events, people, or things that are not relatively close to us physically. Right? Like, for instance, that lamp is very pretty. Esa lámpara es muy bonita. Right? And if we have to yell, use aquella and aquel, or aquellos and aquellas. So we use those when referring to people or things that are more distant, or events that are very distant in time. So something that's like 50 years from now. Right? Like, that building over there is very tall. Ese edificio es, not ese, oops. Aquel edificio es muy alto. Or, on that long ago occasion, the children played in the park. En aquella ocasión, los niños jugaron en el parque. Right? So from closest to furthest away, either literally, physically, geographically, or in time. Okay? The last thing is that if we're referring to a general, abstract idea or concept, or you're asking to identify an object, we always use, let me put general idea, concept. General idea, concept, or identify a thing. We always use the most basic form, that being esto or eso or aquello. What do I mean by that? If I'm asking, generally, what is this? That's as general as it can get. I'm looking at something and I'm like, what is this? Or I'm thinking about the current situation that we're in because of the coronavirus. What is this? We would say, ¿qué es esto? Using esto. If I'm saying, oh, that's Centennial Hall. Generally just saying, that's Centennial Hall. I would say, aquello, all the way over there, aquello, right there, right, es Centennial Hall. Okay? Or if I'm saying, I don't know, they have to work a lot, and that's really good. Saying that is really good. I'm talking about a general idea that they work a lot, and that's good. The fact that they work a lot is good. I would say trabajan mucho. They work a lot. Y eso, general thing. Eso es muy bueno. That's it. So these are just your general ones that you use for general things. Like that is a good idea. What's this? This is a mirror. This is a marker. Get it? Okay, I think I covered everything. Now you can just practice with a couple of things. Nothing crazy because this isn't really a big topic to cover. So, a couple more activities and you're good to go. Ciao.